I've known some people that ended up, dealing with folks that were not good. I can tell you that, but it's not something. Yeah, we already know a few of them. Anyway, the point is. Number 3, we are not a drama channel. Now,
I mean, sometimes where there's a lot of drama.
Sometimes there is a lot of drama in our own personal lives, but we then bury that right down and we move on.
Maybe your personal life. I don't deal with drama.
You don't deal with drama at all?
No.
No?
No. None.
That's fine. Push it
People
down.
Go drama, and I go tell it to the llama, and then they leave.
Hide the pain, Harry. It's fine.
Drama llama.
Now, I want to clarify this, because people might have noticed that even some of our big videos on the channel is about talking about stuff that's happening in the industry around video gaming or tabletop gaming, especially when we have things like the open source stuff that was happening with potentially 1D&D or D&D 5.0, where they were going to do a different open gaming license, and they walked that back eventually. We talked, yeah. And
then what we talked about, Epic firing like 16% of its workforce.
Right, we did talk about that, and we just talked about The Escapist and Second Wind and what happened.
And the Game Awards slightly.
Right. I think that's more overviews of just like award ceremonies. The thing about it is that those things, when we start talking about like AI or loot boxes or predatory practices, the early release stuff where it never comes out of beta or anything like that, or even Star Citizen, we've talked about that a couple times as well. I think that's something worth, like, pertinent to discuss about how the industry works and what it means for customers, what it means for gamers. When I say we're not a drama channel, I mean, I don't care if somebody said something online that other people got mad about. I don't.
Most part, yeah.
I don't care if somebody went on and said, actually, I think there should be less games, and everyone's like, oh no, he says there should be less games, and then there's a whole big kerfuffle online about it. I don't care.
Probably correct, though. There should be less games.
I unironically think maybe there should be less games that are just better.
I don't have enough time to play them all, so can you make less?
Yes, exactly. Hey, you know, I am actually a firm believer. Here's my hot take for the day. My hot take is I would vastly be okay with less game releases if it meant more time for development for the games that are actually in development. So if they could, if you had like longer processes to make better games, I'm okay with less games coming out.
Anyways, drama.
And also to make sure there isn't crunch. That's the other thing. But yes, drama in terms of, like, these streamers aren't getting along and now they have a beef and now we gotta get into that. It's that kind of content. There are people that do it. I don't listen to them.
No.
I don't have any interest in it. I
don't think I do either, so it's fine.
Right. There's always going to be people that have hot takes that don't really go where they wanted it to, or get into fights with other people in the space, and that's something that they can work out. I personally don't think it's coverable content for the show, and that's the problem. If you have gaming practices, or if you have the companies that are doing something that could be a concern down the line, mergers of different companies that are coming together and what that's going to mean for the industry, those I think are pertinent things worth talking about most of the time.
Yeah. Most of the time. I've told you before, for instance, I don't really care to talk about news stuff super often because not a lot of it's really interesting to me. I'm a little apathetic about things like that.
Right.
But then, for instance, with the Escapist Second Wind stuff, I immediately, when I saw it, was like, we need to talk about this because this is kind of a big thing, and we both really enjoy what they were doing on The Escapist, and what they are now doing on Second Wind.
Absolutely.
But it was like a huge thing, like 10 people just walking out of their jobs on a huge gaming media platform like that.
Yeah, it's like
pertinent. Oh, okay. And yes, we covered it late because of the way we record the show and when it comes out. So technically it wasn't ever going to be like on time for the breaking news.
Right.
But...
Yeah. Yeah, we're not breaking news. That's the other thing to be aware of.
If you're coming here for breaking news, you're a week late.
You're a week late. We'll record them and then we will break it up into segments of the week following. So we're not going to be the latest and greatest in news. And a lot of times, if there is something newsworthy, I like to talk about stuff that is not widely covered, if we can. That is tangential to games. But in terms of trying to, stir up discourse among people and discuss it, no, we got too much. We got too much going on. in our own lives, and hopefully all of you have plenty going on that we don't need to add to that. I'm sure there's some people that don't get along, and there's some people that have absolutely nuked their careers with like something that they said, and I'll let them deal with it. I don't care about it.
On the bright side, if we nuke our careers now in doing this, then it's not gonna have any recourse.
That's true.
What careers?
If you don't have a career, you don't have a career to lose. That's kind of brilliant.
Do this for fun. We don't need drama.
That's right. We certainly don't. If we become like a full-time channel or something, maybe we will just for content filler. But understand that it's basically content filler.
We'll just cause drama between us.
Yeah, we'll get a beef going. And then we gotta solve it, and people have to come to see how it resolves. The closest thing that I think we've probably done is sometimes people will tweet something out that's like a hot take, and I just want to discuss if we have a similar opinion about it.
Sure.
We've done that before, and we'll probably end up doing it again. There's a few that I do want to go over, but that's not to say that it's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, or, whoa, look at what they did. Are they going to be able to I don't care. The point is, this is an interesting thing that they said. Is there any validity to that? And what can we talk about based off of that? That's pretty much it. If it doesn't really have to do with the actual inner workings of the games itself, or, about the companies that make them and how that might affect you, the consumer, I don't really consider it to be content worth us taking time to discuss.
And on the other side, you did say that sometimes there's stuff going on and it's covered by everybody.
Yes, there have been
and we have nothing to add to it.
Yes.
The whole Unity fiasco.
Yes, that's one that's worth talking about. We had discussed it a little bit on a Patreon exclusive when we went over it, but frankly, Unity was covered so much with the it was every download you'd have a certain amount of money that you'd have to pay to Unity for the download.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bad business model, but the thing...
I mean, they've walked back 90% of that, I'm pretty sure, at this point. I know they've definitely tried. They fired the, person in charge.
Can't imagine why. Yeah.
A lot of people are just going and switching from Unity, because they're like, bad faith, good job.
Yeah,
but, you and I both went, this is really big, but also everybody and their brother is covering this topic. We have nothing to add.
Yeah, we have nothing to add, and there's nothing that we could give you that won't be covered in the latest and greatest, and we're going to be behind the times on it anyway when we do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like when you see Some Ordinary Gamers and Bellular News and all these other gaming channels talking about it, it's like, all right, well, Some Ordinary Gamers has over 1 million subs, right?
Yeah, Young is another one that will update on a daily basis, and that's what he does. He'll do this every single day, and they'll talk about it.
There's nothing we can do to compete with a daily uploader with millions of followers. Not that we're competing. Well, for audience, sure. If you already watch one video on a thing, are you going to watch 2 or 3? Maybe, but are you going to watch one from a channel with under 1,000 subs? Not likely.
Yeah.
Which is fine, or you might be really likely to do that because you're like, ooh, what's this random people's opinion?
Right, right.
But like...
You had said to me, like, we can cover the Unity thing if you want, but I just don't feel like we have anything to add. And I think that that's really the key, is sometimes we'll talk about news items, but we want to actually discuss them because we have stuff we want to talk about. And with Unity, it was mostly like, yep, Unity made a bad decision here, and everyone's going to tell them that, and I don't think there's much else that we can say that's going to...
Yeah, all the developers, all the other channels, everybody in gaming everywhere.
Yeah.
Was like, Unity, what the fuck?
Yeah, so what are we really adding to it? There's nothing for me. I had nothing else relevant to say.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. It was like, we can definitely talk about it if you want to.
Sure.
But why?
Why? Yeah, exactly.
We can make a footnote of it. Hey, just so you know, in case you hadn't heard, Unity shot itself in both foots at the same time.
Right. If there was someone pertinent, because we have done interviews on the show, if there was someone pertinent to that wanted to come on and talk about it, we might have somebody come on and discuss what's going on with it. But for us personally, that was just one of those cases where we just really didn't have anything to add, and I believe the content in the end hopefully should be value added. I don't know if we necessarily do that with every video, but it is the intent is to do something that's different. There's stuff that I think is superficial and stuff that is more substantial. If it's substantial, it's probably worth talking about. If it's superficial in fighting and drama, it doesn't really matter to me, and I don't know why it would matter to you for that.
Some people thrive on drama.
Some people do thrive on drama.
And if you are here looking for that drama, we are sorry. We cannot deliver.
We cannot deliver. Look, sometimes criticism is definitely warranted. I've known some people that ended up, dealing with folks that were not good. I can tell you that. But it's not something... Yeah, we already know a few of them. Anyway, the point is, I've had interactions with them, and like I'll be more than supportive for them, but it's not something that we really discuss on the show. Somebody out there has a problem with us, and I don't know who it is.
It's fine, as long as they keep their mouths shut. I don't care.
Our mirror universe selves are coming back. But see, they actually don't have the mustaches. They're evil because they don't have the mustaches and the beards.
Fair.
Yeah. Hey.
See, my mirror is bald up top and no beard.
Oh, you're just hairless.
Yours is full head of hair and beard.
Yeah, exactly.
You just palette swap.
You know what mine is going to be? The beard is on my eyebrows.
Ooh.
Beard brows.
No. Dislike. Anyways.
If there is something that you think is pertinent that you might like us to talk about, leave your suggestions in the comments down below for things that we might actually want to talk about, now that you know the kind of things that we don't typically talk about on here. That'd be great. We're always looking for something interesting to discuss on the show, because we do 3 topics a week. We gotta keep stuff out there.
Or come over here and start some beef with us, and we'll just devote a segment to telling you it'll be a diss track.
We're going to release a special podcast. It's called Diss Track, where we call it out. It'll just be us.
It'll be me cooking beef on the stove.
Yeah. We're going to subvert expectations yet again. It's going to be you giving recipes for your perfect hamburger. Thank you for coming.
I'm not doing it right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm not giving you that recipe now. You gotta pay for that.
Yeah, that's premium content. That's for the Patreon.